Welcome back, guys. After installing Solus, I wanted to install BattleNet, mainly because I wanted to see if I was able to install BattleNet and get it working properly. And the videos that I've made in the past detailing the installation procedure within Linux, there is one major change in Solus, and I was not sure if you guys were aware of it. So I'm going to go through the complete installation procedure so that you can get BattleNet working within Solus. So the first thing, and I'm going to put these notes in the section below the video so that you can copy and use these when you do your own install. And so the first thing we want to do, because normally the first thing you have to do when you install BattleNet within Linux is you need to install the Microsoft fonts. The procedure is a little bit different within Solus, and I'm going to show you how to do that. The first thing you want to do is copy and paste this command. Because we're going to need dpkg in order to install the Microsoft fonts. So that's the first step. Okay, so that package was located and it's now installed. Now we need to install Microsoft fonts. So I'm going to copy and paste this command into my terminal. Do you want to install? Yes. So it's going to go ahead and pull in those Microsoft fonts from SourceForge. That way your system will be ready to accept all of the other installation steps. So now it was done, all done, no errors. And so now we're back at the command prompt, and if you want to remove the fonts in the future, just use this command. I've given you the command to remove. You don't want to do that if you want to get your BattleNet working, but if for some reason you would want to remove it, that's how you do it. Now make sure you install all your proprietary drivers through Driver Manager. Now you want to make sure you include 32-bit libraries in case you do want to run a 32-bit wine prefix. I'm going to do it strictly with a 64-bit, so that's really your choice. But once you have those 32-bit libraries, then you won't have to be concerned about that. Now if I go into my hardware drivers, when you select NVIDIA, it also gives you the option to install 32-bit drivers. Now Steam does require those, so you'll have the option. That's what I did. You can see where it says installed. Okay, so once you have your drivers installed and your 32-bit libraries, then I want you to install Gimp, VLC, and Smplayer. That brings in a multitude of other codecs. So let me give you the command for that. Sudo eopkg install Gimp. Now you could do this through the Software Center, but I'm going to do them all at the same time. Okay, so if I copy this command, paste it into my terminal, it's going to install them all at the same time. Now that should not take long. And it is done. So now those 3 packages are installed. Now we're going to need to install Wine-Devel and Winetricks. Now you can do that in the Software Center. Let's take a look at this. We'll go to the Software Center. We will do a search for Wine-Devel. There it is. You'll want to install that. Click on Install. Put in your password. And it's going to go ahead and install that. Now, once that's done, we're going to do Winetricks. And this shouldn't take long. It should be done momentarily. Now, I'm going to show you how to set up your wine configuration in order to be able to take care of everything that BattleNet needs. So Wine-Devel is now installed. Hit the back arrow and change that to Winetricks. And go ahead and install that. Install all the dependencies. Now once that's done, we're going to reboot. And then we will come back and install all of the remaining Winetricks libraries so that we can get everything set up to be able to install BattleNet. Now, before I reboot, I'm going to show you how to bring up your wine configuration, and we'll talk a little bit about the Windows version and this special library that needs to be installed in order to run Diablo 3. So Winetricks is installed. I'm going to close that out. Now in your terminal, type in winecfg. Now you see this install window. There are going to be 3 of those, and I want you to click install on all 3, one at a time. So now it's going to bring up a second, and then it's going to bring up a third and final install, and then that's going to close out and bring up the wine configuration window. Okay, so here's our wine configuration window. Now first we're going to put in that library. So click on Libraries, the tab at the top. Copy this here, the D3D compiler 47. So you're going to copy that, and we're going to paste that into the libraries, and then click Add. Click Apply. Now go back to Applications, and the Windows version, I'm going to tell you what's happening with BattleNet. Blizzard is going to be removing support for Windows XP. Normally you would run this under Windows XP and it runs perfectly, but they're removing support for Windows XP, and if you leave it on Windows XP, you're going to get a message that that Blizzard is removing support for Windows XP. When that happens, I have found if you go into Windows 2003, you won't get that message any longer, and everything that I've tried, meaning Diablo and Hearthstone, have worked fine. So I'm going to set that to Windows 2003. I'm going to click Apply and OK. And now I'm going to reboot. So guys, I'll be right back with you. Okay, welcome back guys. I did reboot, and so now we're ready to go on to the Winetricks commands. Now I'm going to open up a terminal, and I'm going to copy and paste these. First one is Winetricks corefonts. You're going to put it in terminal and press enter. It's going to go through and pull in those Microsoft fonts within your Wine installation. And so that's normally pretty fast, and that is done. Then you're going to install Winetricks hosts. And that takes very little time, and that is done. Now, very important is Winetricks VC Run 2015. Okay, now when you click on that, it's going to start downloading, and it's going to pop up a little window. And you'll see that window. And once that window pops up, click I agree to the license terms and install. Then it will finish that installation, and that is it. Now we're going to check our winecfg again, winecfg, to verify that our libraries have been installed. Now you can see all of the libraries are now automatically installed. This is everything that you need for BattleNet. Now I'm going to put this back on Windows XP so I can show you that little window that pops up. I'm going to close my terminal. Now use this web address to pull in your BattleNet, and we're going to pop that right into the window, and we're going to download from Blizzard the Blizzard app. This is what you want, the Windows version. That'll download to your downloads folder. Once that's done, you can close out your browser, go into your downloads folder, and you'll see that BattleNet setup, this is the one you want. I have two of them because I had already downloaded it. So let's take this newer one, right click and open with Wine Windows Program Loader. So select your language and click continue, and it's going to go and download the Blizzard agent. Now you're going to see another window pop in, and then you're going to click continue. It's going to add a desktop shortcut. So click continue, and now it's going to install the Blizzard app. Now this will only take a few minutes, and this is where you'll see that I think this is where you see that pop-up window. So now Blizzard is very close to eliminating support for Windows XP, and that's why I had been looking for a solution to that. And I had tried Windows 7, that wouldn't work. The app would crash, and so I have found that Windows 2003 works. Now you see that your OS will soon be unsupported. Support for Windows XP is ending soon. Please consider upgrading to at least Windows 7. Click OK. And now it's going to allow you to sign in to your Blizzard account. So go ahead and put in your email address and your password. Keep me logged in, and then click log in to Blizzard. I'm going to go ahead and do the same. Okay, so once you sign in, it's going to scan for games, and it's going to show you the new patches. You can just close out that window, and you don't have any Blizzard games currently on your system, so you don't want to click locate, so go ahead and click close, and you'll see that I'm just going to expand this slightly. You can see that World of Warcraft, Diablo 3, StarCraft 2, StarCraft 1, Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, and Hearthstone. The only one that I don't believe will work is Overwatch. I've never been able to get Overwatch working. And so the ones I usually install are Hearthstone and Diablo 3. Now I've tested both of those and they work, but just for the sake of this video, I'm going to download Hearthstone and show you that. So I'm going to click on Hearthstone and I'm going to click Install. It's going to open up an installation window. Leave everything the way it is and click Start Install. It's going to start pulling in the files. I'm going to pause the video and I'll be back as soon as this is done. Be right back. Okay, so the download is finished and I'm going to click play. And that should start up. Now, if you don't want it full screen, what you'll do is click on this little gear down here, go into options, and usually I bring down the master volumes, uncheck full screen, and then now it won't allow you to move this window. Well, it is allowing me to move the window, so let's, normally it doesn't, so let's save that. I'm going to save that size and medium resolution, and then I'm going to quit. Now I'm going to reopen, and it's going to open that window again, and we're going to leave everything the way it is, but I'm going to show you. If I click here and click play, it's going to bring up the window, and if I click play standard, it will go ahead and find an opponent. I'm going to cancel because I don't want to play right now. But as you can see, it's running fine, and once it finds an opponent, it'll start the game. And the reason it's having trouble, I'm going to close that out. The reason it's having trouble is because on a Saturday morning there are not as many players online. So as you can see, everything's running fine, and I'm going to go ahead and close this out because I want to touch on one more topic. So let's close that out, and let's close out BattleNet. So the application is closed. The reason I wanted to do that is because I want to show you something. Open up a terminal. Type in winecfg. Let's change Windows XP to Windows 2003. Click Apply. Click OK. Close your terminal. And let's open the Blizzard app again. Now once the Blizzard app opens, you'll see that you didn't get that message telling you that your OS is being discontinued. And I want to show you that Hearthstone under 2003 will also play. As you can see, reconnected to your last game, and I'm going to close it out. So you can see that it works under 2003. Now I've also tested this by downloading and installing Diablo and running that under the same wine configuration, and that works also. So I'm not going to go ahead and install Diablo because it's a 16 gigabyte install. So I'm going to hold off on that. But as you can see, everything works. So I'm going to put all the instructions in the show notes. And if you're running Solus, that should be a big help to you. Guys, if you have any questions, put them into the comment section. And that's it for this video. Thanks for stopping by the channel today. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you soon. Take care.